And we've arrived at episode 11. You've been through their memories from the last 50 years. They've taken you through the turmoil we spoke of, the end of the 60s, beginning of the 70s, and now our new electronic age. There's a saying in research that when someone dies, you lose a library. So these people have left you a library because they are still here and able to give you the memories of this small town. I almost feel like a travel log is needed at this point. Just to let you know, we have more than a dozen golf courses around us. The two major parks I talked about, you can hike, walk, bike, swim, go fishing, boating. I can go on and on. It's just 2 miles away. The city park is attached to the path that is attached to the Huron Valley Trail. That is now connected to the trail that takes you to Milford or Wixom, so you can walk, bike, skateboard, do your one wheel, grab some friends and kayaks, and go listen to the DSO in Kensington Park. You can tube float the Huron River in many areas. Let's find out our historian's favorite spot.
I mean, now, there's not a whole lot of, the big, nice restaurants. I'm really excited that they're building that restaurant on the corner of that old stone building. It used to be the RCA shop. I can't wait to go in there. That's what the guy spent, I know, a ton of money, and we need it. We need it.
Any of the new stuff that's out there give you a hometown feeling, or?
I would say Lyon's Grill, maybe.
I like the Lion's Grill.
And
the
lady, they're so nice there. And
Yeah.
Olga is she kind of gives
So
a
sweet.
small town feel. She greets you.
Mhm.
She makes you feel like you're the only person she knows. And when you know better, but still, it's just very.
Girls, what is your favorite spot in town? Can you pick a favorite spot anymore?
I love the farmer's market.
Okay.
I think that is just really cool. We really like the Witch's Hat Brewery.
I do
They have
too.
good hamburgers.
They
I
have
Yes.
great
Really
hamburgers.
good.
And I think that the Corner Social, which used to be Enders where I worked,
Yes.
is really nice. And they do a lot to bring people in and that are really working on trying to keep the small townness, which is wonderful.
Right.
That's another thing I really like are all the bike trails.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
that. They
Yeah.
are so nice.
Well, we still like the A&W.
The A&W probably.
I grew up with the
That
A&W
was always a treat.
grounds.
Growing up, I was very active in my church, and he was active in his.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was our
now
other-
I went to his church, and so our kids were very active, and there was youth groups, and that was a favorite place for sure.
Do you ever have a favorite spot in South Lyon? I had a discussion with Bruce Strait, and he was telling about all the Friday nights that they would go out to that crazy bar, and what's his name would cook.
Yeah, Dave Thibault. Mm-hmm.
And so he was a chef, or?
Yeah, he had some training. I think he had one thing like might have been pastry that he hadn't passed yet. Yeah, he was a wonderful cook. And we used to have parties and he'd cook. I remember making chicken and dumplings. It was so good. And Garvin Smith, used to have parties all the time. And and even after we had retired, we got together once a month. We went out for lunch. But
when I was,
Like, where did teens go?
Jimmy's Restaurant
Okay.
was one. That was a favorite spot. And then I was in a Methodist at that time, and we had a quick haul there, and you could roller skate there. They had one evening, so we did that a lot.
Where's this at?
In my younger years, Methodist Church, which was right on 10 Mile. I had a house, but and we go to one of the restaurants quite often in town, and
Our church.
in our church, yeah.
Eddie Nugent's dad. You pay him every week until I paid him off for my mom's birthday. That were, I think, $4.98 like that for a whole set of bowls. But he let me come in there and pay him a quarter or 50 cents every week. Stan Spencer owned the Rexall drugstore, and he used to make the best sodas. I can't remember how much they cost, 10 or 15 cents. You could sit on the stool and just slurp away. A lot of people in town that were very nice would go a long ways to help kids get further, teach them values and stuff like they can't do now.
But you know, my mom, I don't know why she waited to tell us this story when she's in her 80s. She said one time she was walking into the hotel. Now remember, this would have been 70s, 60s, I don't know what it was. And somebody shot an arrow right next to her in the door. She didn't know where it came from, and an arrow shot right into the door.
Did she think twice about going
Well,
in?
I don't even know. Yeah, I'll have to ask her again because I don't think she really remembers the whole story other than that happened. But I don't know why. Why didn't she tell me that 50 years ago?
Were they shooting from inside or outside?
No, from outside somewhere. Yeah.
What about now? Do you have a favorite spot?
You know, I'm not very active when it comes to socializing and stuff, so I was almost going to say my own house.
A lot of people do say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's where other than here, I mean, that's where I'm at all the time.
Do you remember what your favorite spot was?
It's a good question. To be honest with you, probably nothing in town specifically. We probably ran to Brighton or Novi to a restaurant, you know.
Well, there wasn't much here, so.
You know, now there's choices and
Yeah,
new
now
choices coming.
you've got a wonderful opportunity for various restaurants.
We bought our first stereo and the first colored TV from where the restaurant's going to be.
Oh. He kept the signs, you know.
I think he's done a beautiful job. I pray that his chef is good and that people will embrace it. I think it's a wonderful opportunity.
What would you say was a favorite spot for you when you were here raising your family as an adult?
Oh, favorite spot?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't have to have been in town, but if it was.
It was, as far as restaurants and things, you know, everybody would go to the hotel. Being a teacher was a little difficult because, you know, the hotel today is way different than the hotel was when I grew up.
Did you go in as a South Lyon person?
As a teacher, you didn't want to be seen going in and out of the hotel. But later on, when especially after Paul Baker got in town and really changed things for the hotel and did wonderful things for the hotel, you know, then it was really the place to go. And as Novi built up, you know, we'd do a lot of shopping.
Yeah.
We had to go to the mall, things like that.
Do they make comments about what it feels like now, what it looks like in this little burg?
Well, a lot of the people that I know are still around here. Well, yeah, he's been back. He can't believe the growth. Woodland Drive was a dirt small road that when he lived on it, and there was a huge oak tree. There were some accidents there. They just took the tree out. I mean, it was a huge tree. It's obvious that the town is just so much bigger.
Are you anxious for Dua Vino to open?
So much so, yes. I really want to. That guy's put so much time and effort and money into that place.
And I hope so, because we need another nice place.
I'm looking forward to that being open.
I know.
Well, it's right around the corner.
What was a favorite spot of yours?
Early on, come into town, before I opened the store, I'd go to Jimmy's restaurant, and it became so much of a thing that they would see me and they would have my meal and give it to me when I sat down, because I always ordered the same thing every morning. The kids, when they would come with me, the two girls go in there, there would be a guy that would always give them a dime. They remember that to this day. It was a place for me to get my martini at night if I wanted to.
What were their comments about how we've grown or what is going on?
They weren't much on how we've grown, but they all like South Lyon. We really like it here, and it's a good place for our kids, and
Yeah.
Yeah. And our kids liked it here. We came here in 61 January, and our son was born in 62, and our daughter in 66. So this is their town. They just love South Lyon. They'll say, "Oh, wow, it's grown quite a bit."
I mean, where you are now, all of these farmers' fields are going to be subdivisions.
Yes.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Today, is there anything?
Well, today, so during the time that Mark and I lived in Germany, I really got into biking. And today, one of my favorite things is riding the bike paths around South Lyon. You know, it's wonderful to me that they've turned, you know, the Rails to Trails program has turned the old railroad tracks into bike paths.
Right.
So I don't typically do it from my house. I'll usually drive either into New Hudson, because then I can get right on the paved path, or over to Kensington or something. But I'll ride that trail into South Lyon, and then you can go, you know, over past the 2 Mill and down the path through Volunteer Park down to 8 Mile, and then back up toward the line.
What about today? Do you have a favorite spot today?
No, I don't. You know, I'm a widower, so I don't go. That's all changed.
Yeah.
It's just I'm home by 3 o'clock. I don't want to be out.
We'll go to the hotel, and I mean, never see anybody we know.
So I really don't have a.
I mean, in the hotel, you knew if you walked into the hotel, especially the back door, that you would find you know who sitting on their bar stools.
Oh, sure.
Willing to have a conversation.
Oh gosh. When I was 4 years old, the photographer set up stairs, and you would go in. My mother brought my 2 sisters and myself to get our picture taken, like your dad would.
Yeah.
So have a picture taken there. But to walk in there, that you'd always look around. Whoa. Irving Dupree owned it. I forgot which part it was. Anyway, he had a bulldog that sat on the counter with a gold tooth. My dad would send me over there to. They would be short on something, and we had a liquor license, so I'd have to. And the bulldog.
My favorite spots are numerous, but I'll just start with downtown and take a look at everything. And then we'll move on to a place for a nice little nightcap. And they have quite a selection of bourbons. And of course, who doesn't love our new restaurant? Dua Vino is delish. Okay, so now, beautiful, shiny new objects.
Yeah.
If you haven't gone to Blake's, you are missing out. There is no walk downtown without a stop at Grand Trunk, the Lemon Tree, Venue, and the Coral Sash. Outstanding. Coming up, will we keep the best parts of a small town as it grows? Tune in Friday for our final episode, number 12. So, time is a precious commodity. I am up early because I don't want to waste any time, and I've been doing this since I worked for the airlines. I'm going to use the time to keep editing until I get to number 12. It's just 12 questions, but they're interesting, and what they brought out is even more interesting. Let me know what you think, and keep it positive. PMA, positive mental attitude.
Right to my front door.